Right, welcome guys. Today we're here at Old Town in Koh Lanta. We're gonna go around and we're gonna look at some of these old teak buildings and talk a little bit about the Chinese influence and the sea people and see what we see over here. So join me for this and let's take a look. When we first pulled up, I bought a ship from a guy on the pier, and this seems to be it. I don't know if it's a good deal or not, but I bought it. So might need a little bit of work to get it going back into the ocean. Just kidding. That was some old ship that's here. Now here's the pier, and they have some of the long tows, and you can take boats from here that'll take you out into the mangrove, and they have some of the multi island tours. But right now the tourism center is closed, so you'd have to buy those like the packages from your hotel or whatever. But everything is closed up in this nice little center here. So this is the old town of Koh Lanta. I'm right here at the pier, and you can see kind of the view from Old Town area, all these little islands. And then you just had the motorcycles and the road plung go by. Probably getting ready to go out on one of the boats. So this is a beautiful area. Now the old town itself is the old part of Koh Lanta, and it was first set up by the what they call this, like the sea people. They were just some people that lived in this area that fished and all of that. And then the Chinese came, and the Chinese set up trading between Phuket and other parts of the area. So there's quite a bit of Chinese influence in with some of the buildings, and there's like Chinese shrines, and then you look around in the area, there's Chinese graveyards, stuff like that. And there's a museum. We'll go take a look at that if it's open, but the museum is right over here in one of these old buildings. But these are teak wood buildings, most of them, and they have seafood restaurants and stuff like that that you can come down to and eat. Now we came down here last night and it's still really quiet. There was only maybe 4 or 5 restaurants open. And on Sundays they're supposed to have a night market on this, but I wouldn't plan on it being anything special right now. There just isn't enough tourists on the island. Next to the harbor, they have a statue and a little shrine here to Prince Champon. This was the son of King Rama V that died at age 42, and he died of the flu, and he is considered the father of the Thai Navy, and he's a really important part of Thai history. There's the museum over there. Now I have a video in my playlist where I go to the Prince Champon shrine, and you may take a look at that if you want to know a little bit more about it. Okay, so here's the museum. Let's go up and take a look and see what it looks like. You can hear these cicadas going crazy out here. They're so loud. Okay, so here's the bottom floor of this. Some of the little boats. Looks like a map of the island, maybe. Some of the boats. They talk a little bit about the tsunami in 2004. And we have some of the old boats. Looks like maybe one of their old houses, the style of it. Now this museum is just ran by the community. It's nothing fancy, it's just what they've put together. And it's free, and then you can leave a donation if you would like. You got some of their pottery. Okay, I thought that was, from the other side it looks like maybe like one of their houses, but it's actually a kiln. And they talk about using this to make charcoal. And the sea people, the gypsies, and like the Muslims from the area, they came in here to work and make charcoal. And they use it from a piece of wood that they harvest over in the mangroves. and they polish it, and then they burn it in the kiln, and they make it into the charcoal that they use on the side of the road, making you know, cooking like the meat on a stick and stuff. In the upstairs of the museum, so you gotta take off your shoes to come up here. Looks like they have some of their style of clothes, some of their houses, some of the mosques. The Quran's over there, and then the gypsy people. And a replica of one of their boats. Some of the tools to cut down the trees. Hats and all of that. Picture of Rama 9. I'm not sure if he ever came to Koh Lanta. I've never heard of him being down here. He might have came, but I don't know. Picture of the old town. There's a little bit of English in this museum, but there's not a whole lot. Now, the tsunami actually didn't hit Koh Lanta. It hit Phuket on the other side. The wave just went past here. But it did do some damage to some of the islands and stuff around. Some of their things. And the old lighthouse over there. Looks like some of the members of the community. Some of the Chinese, maybe. Yeah, so the Chinese, as you see on the wall. One of their little shrines. Kind of a cool little building. And one of the games they used to play. Still can play that, where you pick up the stones and move them around. Played it before. Okay, so the museum was the like an old government building. Not sure if it was the governor's residence or not, but it was kind of interesting. They showed the making of the charcoal, that they burned the mangrove trees, and then the influence of the sea gypsies, the Muslims, and the Chinese that have all kind of came in, and they are what makes up this community now. The sea gypsies are not Thai. They don't speak Thai, so they have their own language and everything. And in the old days, they were all afraid of the Thai government because they couldn't speak Thai, and so they didn't know how to interact with them. So anyway, that was pretty cool. It was worth a little bit. It was free to go in. You just leave a donation, whatever you want. Okay, let's walk down and see the old town now. Yeah, this is pretty nice. I like this. This is the one little road that's next to the pier. Most of what they have down here, I think now, is like souvenir shops and restaurants. It's still kind of fun to come down here and take a look. You need t-shirts and all of that. Old Town Seafood Restaurant. You can buy the shirts, sunglasses, hats, all the little shell jewelry. Plenty of little souvenir places. Snacks. Here's one of the old style houses. I really love these old teak wood houses. More tie-dyed clothes. Lanta Cafe has like a little convenience store right in front, and then you go down way in the back. That's where the cafe's at. I think there's like a few homestays and stuff that you can come down and stay in this area also, if you didn't want to stay at one of the resorts on the beaches. So you have a Rare View Coffee and Restaurant. And that's it right there. Yeah, that's nice. It's low tide right now, so you see a lot more of the rocks and debris and stuff down there. Souvenirs. A little bit of parking down here. And that's all the way down there past the Chinese lanterns. That's the end. So you can get you a tank top for 80 baht or a 7-Eleven tank top for 100 baht. So about $3 for the big one, or for the 7-Eleven, and $2.25 or so for the Chang beer. Have some screen prints and a little jewelry. So 50 to 100 baht or so, depending on what you see. Earrings are 80 baht. Little wooden tuk-tuks. Guy in here selling lottery tickets. T-shirts. And it looks like a hammock house, so you can go and buy you a hammock. That's a niche market, just selling hammocks, but if he can make a living at it, then go for it. The 100 bath shop. So it's always makes me laugh whenever I see the Thais that misspell their own money, bath instead of baht. More jewelry. The fresh restaurant. Seafood. Seafood, you have some duck. There's probably some good stuff in there. And there's some of the old buildings. Really love the wooden buildings out there, so cool. Okay, so we got a Chinese shrine. Okay, so here's the shrine. Normal stuff that you see. The Goddess of Mercy, all the normal Chinese gods. Some old sign over here. Now the Chinese are important in this region. The Chinese, the Sea Gypsies, and the Muslims are three different communities that came together. A little bit more of the shrine here. So you can walk out, they got the Chinese Buddha with the dragons. And it's right next to one of these restaurants. There's quite a few people eating out here today. Fresh restaurant, Lanta Old Town. All right, let's take a look at the view while we're out here also. So here's the Chinese Buddha with his little pagoda. And some more of the restaurants. Looks like they're remodeling the one right here. Redoing this wood. Shua Tale restaurant. And they're expanding that. Yeah, that's nice. Woo, you can really smell the fish right now. And the surrounding countryside. Pretty good view to have while you're eating. I just love these storefronts here. These 2-story, 1-story teak wood buildings. Yeah, just really cool. Some of them are pretty bad repair, but mostly they've kept them up. Got grandma's house here. Get some ice cream. So it's got Wi-Fi and it's laid back. Yeah, this kind of reminds me a little bit of like Pechuan Kurikan, the downtown. A little different feel, but similar with the 2-story like teak buildings. And Tahana tour, so you can book some of the boats. And the Big Burger place is closed up, which is a shame. Yeah, they're remodeling this place. And you could see down the little alley some more of the houses. And some hats. Little kid out here with the squirt gun having a good time. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is on the east side of the island. So it's away from the major beaches. It's kind of midway, like halfway between the top and the bottom of the island as you come on. And it looks like there's some song towels, but if you don't have a car, you can jump in the back of them and they'll take you around the island. Not sure how much they are. I haven't had to use them. This might be a kind of a fun place to check out in the evening when it's open. The Old Town Cowboy has the bank and the jail and everything. And some more of the two-story houses. Yeah, this is pretty much all the old town. It has some businesses mixed in with some residential, and some of it goes out over the ocean. Some restaurants, all of that. It's an interesting place to come and walk around and check out. See, kind of a cool little walkway. It goes back. And right here they have some of their prized birds. They got this big rooster. So it looks like one of the fighting roosters. He has the spurs. So I have a little souvenir place here. And they have a lazy cat getting some sleep. I'm sure that cat's been up to no good, so it needs to get some rest. So some happy price. You get some smoothies for 40 baht, or some of the pad thai, the massaman curry and everything for 60 baht. So $2 for the massaman curry and like $1.25 or so for like a smoothie. So this little kitten here, I don't know if he's much of a helper. He's attacking all the strings for the bracelets. Just wanting to play. Kitty kitty. Meow. Meow. Alright guys, so that finishes up our little walk around down at Koh Lanta Old Town. It's pretty fun. It's kind of quiet right now. They just don't have very many tourists. I think pre-2019 this would have been an absolute blast to come down here and check out. It's still kind of cool. There's mostly just like little souvenirs, knickknacks, that type of stuff, and food. That's the main attractions down here. But other than that, the buildings are cool to see, and just walk around and see a little bit of the history of this region. And of course, it's in the roads, so you got to dodge like motorcycles and cars and tuk-tuks and all that stuff. Just the normal Thailand stuff. Anyway, if you liked it, then make sure you click like and subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. If you want to know something more, leave me a comment down below. Or if you've been here, tell me also. Say, hey, I've been there. I thought this or I thought that of it. And if you want me to do something different, also tell me. And I'll try to do my best to make a video of it. Okay, as always, guys, remember, life is a journey. So enjoy.